couple of years ago, and more than a couple, obviously, KBS kind of came out of nowhere. A lot of our readers, they're like, wow, this KBS, it's impressive. They were in OEM clubs all of a sudden. But I don't think a lot of people know about the history and your history in the business and where it came from. Where did all this start from?
Well, my father invented frequency matching. This was 25 years ago, 27 years ago. And he invented and patented frequency matching. And I was involved with my dad in order to figure out how to do it and how to apply it to the game. You know, how do we apply this? What's the best way? It's relatively scientific. Up until that point, shafts were categorized as S's and R's and X's, which they still are, but there was not a numeric value put to it. And the frequency is, a rate per given length of time, and it is an actual numeric value, 6.5, 5.5, whatever. But anyway, working with my dad allowed me to, it gave me a base to kind of understand and grow from.
Now, like you said, the numeric value, it kind of validated shafts and made technology in shafts overall get better.
Absolutely.
Because the consumer became more aware, and not all S's are S's, not all R's are the same, and so on and so forth. So what you did made the entire industry as a whole get better.
Absolutely. It's what it made other shaft companies do things in a way that were more precise than the way they were being done in the past. So it's not just the precision shafts, the frequency match shafts. It pulled a lot of the premium steel shafts at the time. It pulled a lot of those along with it in ways that things were packaged and sorted and that kind of thing. But
now, thinking back of the transition that you've seen in the shaft business overall, and now the shafts that are coming out, such as the KBS Tour, the technology that's going in it is so perfect and precise and so good. What has been the biggest change that you've seen from your standpoint?
Well, in steel shafts, it's about geometries and wall thickness. Obviously over a period of time you learn things empirically. One of the things about our industry, we have very few standards. It's kind of hard to go open a book and really understand a lot of the things that are going on. And for that reason, I've done it mainly empirically through just working with it over my lifetime, learning things as you kind of go around, a lot of trial and error.
I can imagine.
But over a period of time, I've been fortunate in that I've worked with tour players my whole life, and we've had great success with tour players, and using those guys as to a great deal, using those guys as the guinea pig for the trial and error, and but at this point in time, we're at a point where a lot of the trial and error is gone. We've got it pretty well figured out. There's other things down the road, I'm sure. But anyway, getting back to our product line, it's pretty solid right now.
Now, KBS was born and it exploded. Where did the explosion, what was the spark that set that off?
There's two things. It's the aftermarket and how well this shaft did in fitting, and the tour.
Both were validated immediately.
Yes. Yeah. My goal with the guys that I work with was to get a player. We can get a player in the shaft, we're going to validate the entire line. Well,
that didn't take very long.
No. I think that had already happened. But anyway, it's been exciting. And to be honest with you, it's grown much more rapidly than I had anticipated. The success speaks for itself.
Well, and I think that's the way to leave this off, is the success does speak for itself, and you guys have come so far so quickly that I think, like you said, there's a shaft for everybody in the line, and they can check those out at their local fitter.